हेलो एंड वेलकम टू कहिए जनाब। आज हमारा बहुत ही स्पेशल एपिसोड है। आज हमारे साथ हैं खास जनाब पी चिदम्बरम, देश के वित्त मंत्री। पी चिदम्बरम खास तो हैं ही, उनकी एक खास बात यह भी है कि वो हिंदी में बात नहीं करते। चलिए उनसे आज अंग्रेजी में बातचीत करते हैं। वेलकम टू द शो। Fresh off the budget, this is your ancestral house. How do you feel? And which one was your favorite budget? You've presented so many now.
Each budget has a context.
I love the way you say budget also. Nobody else in India says it quite that way.
97 has a context. 2004 had a context. 2008 is a very different context. We have the revenues. We have money to spend. We are spending it on programs which we think will make growth inclusive. And we have taken a huge responsibility to write off loans for 60,000 crore.
If you remember, one of your budgets was called the Dream Budget, and that was hailed by, I mean, you were hailed at this, as this great Indian reformer. After which now people are saying that this write-off is like is turning a dream into a nightmare. How do you answer those critics? Because as it is, with the current political scenario, you got a left which is completely opposed to any kind of, enlightened liberal economics. How do you handle that?
The Dream Budget was named so by corporate India.
Yeah.
Because we cut corporate taxes and we rationalized their tax regime and we liberalized several sectors of the economy. Corporate India is not all of India.
Absolutely.
So the media and corporate India, I think, collaborated to call it a dream budget. But if you ask 4 crore farmers, which is the budget that touches them most, they will undoubtedly say the 2008 budget is the budget that comes close to their concerns. So I'm not going to be swayed by what corporate India says. My constituency is much beyond corporate India.
From a dream merchant to somebody, the problem is with the economists and, as you say, corporate India. They're saying that this is somebody who we really believed in, who we thought was, our person, our dream merchant, who's kind of sold us out like this. What do you say to that?
Corporate India is growing at nearly double digit. Services sector is growing at 10.7. Manufacturing is growing at 9.4. They no longer require SOPs or a helping hand of the government every day.
But I mean, if you look at it another way, if you look at the things like the National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme and that's not corporate India, that's the Comptroller and Auditor General saying that it's been quite a large-scale failure. The point of just throwing good money away after bad, I mean, of just giving doles and handouts, how much do you think that works?
These are elitist approaches to a problem. The NREGS is the closest we can come to a straight cash transfer to the poor, a negative income tax. Look at it as a negative income tax to the poor. You and I are not likely to go and work on those hard patches of land under the blazing sun. You may have seen some people working as we drove down from Singammuneri. Now, they work there not because they love to do the work. They work there because they need that work. They need those 80 rupees. And therefore, assuming there are some leakages, some wastage there, well, we'll try to plug those loopholes.
Coming from you, a lot of people who would be watching this would be very surprised, but there's a particular quote which I want to ask you about, which says, there are two quotes actually. One says that the quality of your argument should matter, not the quality of your access to power. And if you remember, Jeffrey Immelt said that India is a first-rate power in human resources and a fourth-rate power in infrastructure. What do you say to both of these things?
It was a fourth-rate power when we believed that only the state should build infrastructure. I don't think it's any longer a fourth-rate power. We're probably now between 2 and 3.
It's complete chaos at the airports, though.
Maybe. That is the pains of growth. If India was growing at between 4 and 5% a year, the present infrastructure will be more than enough. It's because we are growing at over 8%, close to 9%, that the infrastructure is creaking. Our roads are better. We drove today from Singammuneri to Kundrakudi. I expected that to take about 40 minutes. We made it in exactly 25 to 30 minutes. Imagine what the state of telecommunication was when only DOT and MTNL were service providers.
You'd agree it was horrendous.
Of course it was, and we said so. You had to book a call at 5 o'clock in the morning,
Absolutely.
dialing a number called 180, and then keep asking for assistance in 181,
Absolutely.
and asking for delay in 188, and you might not get the call for the whole day.
Ever, yes.
Today I can call from my village, anywhere in the world.
Where we are.
Anywhere, right here I can make a call anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
So I don't think we should be carried away by what outside commentators say. Clearly in my own lifetime, I can see infrastructure having improved. And it is improving every day.
If you remember when your government took over, there was this huge criticism that what Atal Bihari Vajpayee, that the Golden Quadrilateral, the Prime Minister's road yojana, the UPA government kind of sabotaged it because it was considered to be a showpiece of the NDA government. What do you say to that?
Complete rubbish. I've given the figures in my budget speech. The Golden Quadrilateral today is 96 point something complete.
Well, clearly, Mr. Chidambaram, your batting average is very high and your maths is also fairly good. On that point, let's just take a break. अभी समय एक छोटे से ब्रेक का ब्रेक के बाद अभी आते हैं और P Chidambaram से बातचीत जारी रखते हैं. Please don't go away.
Of course, the NDA should get credit for what Alexander the Great and Ashoka the Great and Akbar the Great did.